Hello, I'm Dick Rogers. Together with Nancy and Roy Hughes, I founded the Common Good Party in 2002. We want our country to be a really good influence in world affairs. We already are to some extent, but we want it to be a passion of our nation that everybody feels motivated by, that we should be a good influence in world affairs to make the world a better place for everybody. It sounds as if I need my head examined. I don't. Of course, making the world a better place is a really important thing to spend your life doing, and that's what we ought to do. We ought to do it collectively together as a nation, passionately. There's a lot to do. There are tyrants that we need to stand up to. There's world poverty and starvation that we ought to seek answers to and really be active players in promoting answers. Trying to secure the United Nations Millennium Development Goals of reducing the number of people who are starving and things like that. We ought to correct global injustices, and we also ought to make jolly sure that we're not perpetuating them by our own policies. So it is a big job. It needs nations to do it, and we are a nation. We are on the world scene. We need to make sure that our influence is unequivocally good. We're not tied to the mistakes of the past. We should rethink these things. We won't succeed with everything. We'll make some mistakes, but we ought at least to try, and we ought to be seen to be a nation that is trying to be a good influence in the world. You see, the thing is, I'm excited about this because I think if we did do that, A, we might succeed, and B, we'd be a much happier country if we were committed to something as a team, with team spirit, committed to something together that everybody can see is a good thing to do. I think the young people would look around and they'd see good things happening around them, and they'd say, yeah, that's good, there's good stuff going around me, I want to be part of it. So I'll do my maths homework and my French homework and all that sort of stuff, and I'll see the point of getting a really good education so that I can live an interesting, useful life when I grow up. And that's great, because then we'll soon have a skilled, energised, enthusiastic workforce with good university training or technical training. There's no harm in getting a technical training. In fact, we need that really terrifically. We need to raise the honour and esteem of getting a good, really good technical training for those for whom that's suitable, and a university education for those who are suited to that. And then we will be able to develop really good products and services, A, that the world really needs, and B, that the world is prepared to pay for. And so we'll be able to run an export economy. We'll be able to earn our living in the world, which we're not managing to do at the moment. So we need this stuff. We need to make these changes. Of course, we don't only want a beautiful society abroad, we want one here as well, and so we believe that there's lots to sort out here, but that a lot of the answers to getting our own society sorted out are having a purpose to live for, which we share together, that we can work on together and become a team, have team spirit, look upon other Britons as members of the same team, people to be honoured and cherished and treated with respect and enjoyed. And the alternative gets ugly at times, as we know. I'm a Christian, and I believe in a God who cares about every single one of the human beings on this earth, and he cares about human affairs and international affairs and people's sufferings. And he wants us to do so as well. The Christmas angels, if you remember, brought glad tidings of great joy, which shall be to all the people, not some of the people, not some over against others, so that some are advantaged to the disadvantage of others. The glad tidings that came with Jesus are for the benefit of all the people, and that should be the orientation of our lives as well. And the good of all the people, another way to say that, is the common good, the good of society as a whole, not just in Britain, but in the world as well, so that it's to the betterment of everybody in the world. And I think that's really exciting. Now, I get so excited about things, I read the newspaper very carefully, and I want to show you my scrapbook of press cuttings of things that I've really become interested in. This is my scrapbook just for 2010. I keep the weekend sort of gardening supplements and things like that as the pages, and I paste in all the articles that I think are interesting. And I've got 20 categories of domestic policy, which I'm fired up about, such as government expenditure, the economy, crime, education, health, the railways, defence, things like that. And I've also divided the world up in my mind into 19 regions, and I keep the press cuttings for all the key things that I can find that are going on in each of those, and 6 areas of global policy, things that are better understood on a global scale, which I think we should be involved in. I'd love to have you on board. It would be really terrific if you could find time to have a look through the website. I appreciate that all these sort of terrific plethora of things that I'm interested in, which are all listed down the left-hand side of the screen as you're, sorry, the right-hand side of the screen as you're looking at it. They all matter, but I appreciate that it may be too much for some people. So I've selected 7 key issues that I can see where we're going about each of these, and a key objective, a key endpoint that I think we can campaign for and how to go about it. And they are, number 1, the banks, stopping the banks creating money and messing up our economy thereby. 2, the NHS, it mustn't become a commercial organisation, especially the care of elderly people mustn't. 3, the railways, renationalise them, get them working efficiently at really low fares in societal national ownership. University fees, we shouldn't have them. Regional government, all the regions of England should have their own elected government which determines how people want to develop the economy of their particular area. 6, government owned research into power generation, which is going to be crucial in the years to come. And we shouldn't have the research done only by commercial companies. It should be done by the government, because we know we're going to have to provide power for homes, industry, and also transport, railways and so on. And China, let's be friends with China, but they have a bit of a blind spot about human rights and democracy, and we ought to be nurturing them towards it and encouraging and supporting those who want democracy. There's lots to campaign about. I'm sort of partly a lobbyist, but also if the politicians of the day won't do it, then the thing to do is to stand against them. So if you want to join me in campaigning for these various things, the thing to do generally is write to your MP. If you don't get what you want that way, go and see the MP. If that doesn't work, go with 1 or 2 other people. If that doesn't work, have a petition. If that doesn't work, have a public meeting and invite the MP to present the situation as they see it, and then tell them how you want it. And if that doesn't work, why not stand as a member of Parliament, to be an elected member of Parliament for the Common Good Party. I'm serious. We want to get these things across, and we want to get some results. We need a little bit of money to help us do this, not much. If you are kindly thinking of donating anything, I'm afraid at the moment it has to be by cheque, and we need to know that you're a British elector on an electoral roll somewhere. And I'd love, if you're a praying person, to pray that this will really work, really engage with people and win hearts, and have do us a power of good as a country. Thanks very much.